Hello, and welcome to another edition of Cloud Experts Unleashed. I'm your host, Ryan Brown, and with me today is Dakota Clum. He is the CTO for xByte Cloud. Dakota, welcome today.
Hey, Ryan, thanks.
Hey there, and today we're going to be talking about two of the latest ColdFusion updates. They're actually the same update, but one's for CF21, and let me put a link down here at the bottom. So if you're CF21 down there at the bottom, you'll see it's update 13. And don't worry, we will include links to these in the blog and the YouTube notes. You can pause and write it down if you'd like, but you can also just look at the notes. And then if you are on CF23, it is update 7. And this is the update. Really, the focus is on scoping. So Dakota, I will kind of pass it to you to kind of give us some details about this latest ColdFusion update.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Ryan. Yeah, so these updates released by Adobe for ColdFusion, it does address a vulnerability. It's actually an arbitrary file system read vulnerability. So it's certainly something you want to be looking into applying within your environment. But not only that, it also contains what I would call a pretty significant change into how scope variables are utilized within ColdFusion, or in this case, searched. So moving forward after this update, there will be a new setting in place where ColdFusion will, or moving forward as of this update, there will be a new setting in place where ColdFusion will no longer search implicit scopes for the existence of a variable. So an implicit scope could be like a CGI variable for it, as an example. If you're referencing that within your code base and you set some flag and are looking for a variable within that CGI scope, because it's an implicit scope, it actually won't be found anymore. So moving forward, all implicit scopes will no longer be searched by default. This can cause issues, if you're using any variables without a prefix. So if you're, again, if you're using an implicit scope or referencing what you think is an implicit scope, you need to prefix that variable name. So CGI dot, name for that actual variable name.
Dakota, has this been exploited out in the public yet? Have you seen anything?
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay. Yeah, in my reading of the information, I had not seen anyone mention that it had been actually exploited yet. So, which is good. Adobe's getting ahead of it.
Absolutely, yeah, it's definitely great. Kind of speaking more into that change that's coming, it does have the ability to introduce a breaking change with this update. If you are using variables throughout your code base that relies on these implicit scopes and you're not prefixing them, Adobe has provided what I would say is a temporary workaround for ColdFusion environments and applications that need some time to adjust to the new change. So once you apply your update, there's actually a new flag that's been created, one that you can set at the application level, and then one that you can set at the JVM or the server level. That is the search implicit scopes equals true. So you can set that as an application variable within your CF site on startup, and that will actually search those old implicit scopes. There's also a JVM flag if you want to set it at the server level, where you can set that search implicit scopes to true, and it will go back to its original behavior. The caveat I would add there is this flag or this temporary workaround is temporary. So it will be phased out at some point. Adobe has made that clear. And it's just, they've really only added it to give you a little bit more breathing room and, making adjustments to your site to support these new changes. But definitely want to phase that out at some point. So.
Okay. Yeah. I think I was reading that they mentioned in the next release, so probably the next is a CF 2024. They're saying that that JVM flag is going to be deprecated.
That's correct. So search implicit scopes will be that will be no longer as of CF 2024. Yeah.
All right. So it gives you a little bit of time after you put in the update to be able to make any changes that are impacting things. Now, is this the only piece of this update? I mean, can people just set the flag and on their own and be okay, or Are there any fixes or anything like that included in this update?
Yeah, so there's a few other items that have been addressed or included in this update. So it's not just a security patch in this case. There's been a couple bug updates or bug issues that have been addressed. I believe one of them is related to SQL Server connectivity not working in some instances on startup. So that's been addressed in both versions. There's also been a Docker car archive packaging bug fix as well. That's been addressed. More notably, there's even been a Apache Tomcat upgrade, so that's been upgraded, which is great. There has been changes to the CF file deny list. They've added the jar extension, a class extension, an ASMX extension, and an ASHX extension. So more extensions to that CF file upload, automatic deny list. And they've also made an adjustment to the CF document ColdFusion tag, where if you're referencing like iframe source within your CF document tag, that is only accepting HTTP and HTTPS URLs moving forward. So,
okay, so anyone who's waiting for those changes, then go ahead and get the update. Set those flags that you mentioned earlier to true to allow time to kind of make the code changes if their scoping is not on point.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, Dakota, this has been very informative, kind of giving everybody an update on these most recent ColdFusion updates. Anything else that we missed?
No, I think that covers it. Thank you, Ryan.
All right. Thank you guys very much for joining us today. If you have any questions, go ahead and find us out on the Slack communities or find us on LinkedIn. Give us or our website, and we'll be sure to address any questions you have. So, guys, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thanks, everyone.